Hello and
Yeah,
welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class. No. By all means, talk away about your new character stats. It's fine. It's fine. Welcome back,
sorry,
everyone.
sorry.
It's been a while. Um, gotta be a couple of weeks at least, and the rest. Um, so as a quick reminder, oh no, actually, first things first. We are down one player today. He has left the group and gone on to do better things. I hope we can all wish him well in the next groups that he joins. But has left us in a bit of a player down when I had something. So then this episode is going to be a little bit special. So, um, as the recap goes, our group were helping the Fetid community at the Emperor's Sanctum, as they had discovered that someone had followed them back, or someone had found their sanctum in the woods. The head of the Fetid community wanted to leave, just pack up and go, whereas the young second in command, the soon-to-be new leader, took a far more offensive mindset to the situation. And with the help of a few traitor Fetits and our party, they had laid an ambush for the now now identified pirate scum. The ambush went fairly well. The group have caused some catastrophic damage to the had caused some catastrophic damage to the first group, and the pirates had used a little bit of tactics to group up into one big blob and come at the attackers, because there were three groups, but our party had hoped that the groups would come one by one. Not that it really helped. Even with numbers on their side, the pirates soon fell. However, to get us back on a roll to a part of the game that's a little bit more fun, that's your rolls. So on turn 8, basically, as this turn comes around, there is a high pitch yipping howl that comes from the northeast side of the map. The Fetits, all their ears all turn to listen to the sound. There's almost a hush and a quiet that comes over the battlefield at that point, as you can just make out the sounds of crunching, breaking trees, and general things being destroyed. It feels like an eternity, but it's probably only about 10-15 seconds go by. The Fetits begin pulling back in this time, whereas the pirates and yourselves are probably looking towards the trees, as the trees are moving. It's about another 15 seconds, so we're now 3 turns, when the Fetits begin pulling some of you all away, as at 3 turns in, the pirates who are closest are assaulted by these lovely buggers, and 2 of these fellas come crashing through the trees. Now, I believe you know of these creatures. They were in the file. So these are these are the psychically active monstrosities. Can you give me awareness checks as you are being pulled away if you don't want to leave, or as you are fleeing?
Okay, hang on. I don't like that. Hang on. Awareness. There we go. Just a flat awareness.
Yes.
Ah, back to the good old.
I was going to give you some bonuses, but you are being pulled, stroke, fleeing away. So, you know, it is in Nuffle's hands. Well, fortunately, Kalindra succeeds. Kalindra, these creatures, there is something very not normal with them, but for you, there's something actually a little bit more familiar. These look far more like creatures a homunculus would pump out. These don't look like something, because as they come out of the forest line, using psychic attacks against the pirates that are there. Obviously, the pirates are firing back. There's technological things attached to them. Like there's breathing pumps. There's what seem to be like armored vials where you can see fluids moving. Yeah, these things can't be natural, but they're also no two are exactly alike. They're all lopsided. None of them are symmetrical. And I believe these things you have not seen.
No.
So, Kalindra, I'll be nice, your awareness test will work for both the creatures. Heinrich,
Heinrich.
if you'd like to roll another awareness check, you do get a +10 for this because they are so large. And they are also the things that are pushing trees out the way.
Okay.
These these things again, no two is alike. They are non-symmetrical. But when you look at them, Kalindra, you can clearly see this is a fetit that has been melded with another creature. Like, this is not natural. Again, you know the fetits are technically not natural, but they were given their ability to reproduce by the ancient humans. So now, technically, in the circle of Mother Nature, they are natural because they can self-produce. They're a part of the ecosphere, the ecoclimate. Whereas these things, you've seen some twisted stuff, Kalindra, in Camorra. Homunculi do all sorts of lovely things. You can't imagine anything like this giving birth. So either they have like flesh smiths on the world, or somewhere is creating creatures and pumping them out. Because you also know how long it's been since the world came out of the warp again. Since the shields have gone down, and since the warp storm has receded and the shields have gone. Oh, you don't know about warp storm. Good point. Since the shields have gone down and things seem to be normal, any normal mutant would be dead by now unless their life had been extended. But these things are similar enough to be of the same species, yet different enough to be non-symmetrical. As these things come crashing into the melee, in some cases into the fight, the pirates fight back. Those that are armed and armored enough to make a difference do seem to be punishing the creatures, but their psychic abilities, along with the size of the other creatures, the pirates are very quickly being pushed back as you guys are. I think it's about 6 turns now. You're about halfway, if not 3/4 away, off the field. You can hear as you leave the field of combat the creatures fighting and the pirates screaming, and you can hear the pirates shouting in low Gothic that they need to pull back, they need to regroup. You're pulled off the field, and you go much further out. You can no longer hear the cries of the pirates, but you do hear their gunfire. Their gunfire does seem to be they're running away at this point, still firing, moving away from the Fetid territory. You are all, again, I do apologise for how this part is going. You're all taken back to the Fetid town, the Emperor's Sanctum. Unfortunately, you're not well greeted. The elder, damn it, can't remember the names off my head. I know it's Harmony but I always get them mixed up. So hang on, let me go to the Emperor's Sanctum and actually make sure I don't. So the elder Harmony is there with the protector Jinx, whoever his token is, and a number of other Fetids. They have most of their stuff gathered up. Like, not, this is in an emergency, we need to get the fuck out of here, most of their stuff. So the carts that you brought from Prim have been loaded up. They've also pulled a few other carts out from somewhere and loaded them up. As Holly returns and makes her presence known, there's some angry, snarled noises that come from Harmony and from Jinx. The Fetids around Holly do protect her, like they do stand beside her. They don't back down, as is common with Fetid behaviours. It's a tense 15 minutes as growled words are said between Holly and Harmony, before finally the guards of the Emperor's Sanctum move away. You see that the supply carts that they've loaded are getting pushed back into position and are being unloaded. Holly goes in for a while and takes Thomas and Muttermouth Carl with them. You're told to stay outside for a moment. Fetids go in. There's half an hour you're outside when Muttermouth and Thomas come back. You guys are taken inside. You get one more night with Muttermouth's clan, where Thomas's possessions are loaded up into your cart. It's at this point where Cray may notice a few boxes that are being loaded in, which we'll address later on. No, we'll address that later on. Don't worry.
Okay.
So Thomas's tent is basically deconstructed. All of his goods that he's allowed to take are taken and placed into your cart. You get one more night, and then early in the morning you are escorted out of the Emperor's Sanctum. As you leave with your cart, your herd beast, and your goods, it's just outside of the Emperor's Sanctum that you'll come across Holly. She'll basically thank you for supporting her. She'll tell you that the Fetids that are guarding you at this moment are going to take you all the way back to your human settlement. Show them where it is and how to get there, because when she takes power, she will send a message to you all to thank you properly. So you are all sent off. I believe it normally takes you like 2 days, 3 days to get back to Izmir, whatever it's called. With the Fetit's help, it is a lot quicker. Oh god, dog. Sorry, the dog's been let in here. You get back to Izmir by the 52nd day. However, as you're traveling, Thomas is obviously not taking the reins, and he's going over a few things, and Cray's also in the back of the cart. So it's also the back of the cart. You guys are gonna have to entertain yourselves for a moment. I need to let the dog in and stroke her because she's crying outside my door. So I'll be right back.
Doggy!
So Doggo is player 3 now. No, Doggo is player 4 now.
So Clay had an issue with his memory pointers and wanted to know what happened after the second wave.
I was blind. I didn't see a thing, apparently. I just got dragged away like, no! Seriously. I rolled so fucking badly in my rolls. The Eldar knows more.
So he got kidnapped?
No, we got dragged away because cavalry fucking attacked, basically. Go ahead, Jim.
You literally said it. I was just going to say, heavy enemy reinforcements arrived, so we had to leave.
Not pirate reinforcements, but the feral fetids.
Heavy. And yeah, feral fetids. Nothing to. You're right.
And psychically active furries.
Oh. And they're not of the same village, or?
No. Bad village.
Sorry about that. Doggo needed me to give her chicken. Little swine.
I don't believe you.
Chicken for itself, so.
I don't believe there is even a dog. Pixar, it didn't happen.
How dare you? I was going to lift her up and bring her on camera, but she's a heavy shit, so I was like, nah, probably not. So
I mean, could be good muscle exercise.
Do it.
As you're traveling back, Thomas is tinkering. Another doggo attack. Thomas is tinkering.
No, I just clicked my fingers.
It normally is. And obviously Cray's had a few components as well that he's acquired over the last couple of days. They get to talking about tinkering, about things. A few items are shown off on either side. So as they get back to Izmir, Kalindra and Heinrich disembark. Most of the gear that's staying at Izmir stays. All the rest of the stuff is taken to the outpost, and Thomas and Cray are basically going to the outpost. So this is where you all get to have a few more decisions and a bit more freedom. Cray. After a bit of talking with Thomas, essentially, he tells you he has cybernetics, but cybernetics have no connectors. You tell him you have piss-poor cybernetics and broken cybernetics, but good connectors. The two of you come to an understanding. Currently, you have an option between a leg or an arm. You also have an auger array to install. So you'll be getting 2 pieces of cyberware, a leg or an arm, your choice, and a auger array.
Do I have to decide now? Because I would like to look it up.
No,
I mean,
don't
I
really
guess-
have to decide now, but I do need 2 rolls from you. So we'll do the Augur Ray first. Can I get a tech use roll with a -10, I believe? Yes, -10.
Okay.
And actually do that twice for me. So can I get 2? Very nice. Okay.
I mean, I do have a target of 81, so...
So you get a best quality. So essentially, as you take Thomas away, you and him go back to the outpost, to the Archaeotech facility. He tells you this facility is not like the one in the north. So the machines here are of a different type. Their medical facilities are more advanced than this one, but this one is more compact. He also points to the little incubation chamber things. He's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Haven't seen them before. But he can operate the machine. He does know of the computer functions. So as you two start like looking at the different components and this, that, and the other, you basically bring forth the broken cybernetic arm that you got. You take the connector, so the bit that goes into the brain, and connects to the cybernetic part. You remove that bit and you throw the rest of the arm into the corner for spares and repairs. And you get the Augur Ray and you connect that into there. You do that. You also notice that there's a few things that can be modified. A few things, you go through and you clean the Augur Ray because it needs to go inside of your body, so it needs to be sterilized. And you open it up and you see that there are a few, not damaged systems, but they could just be made nicer. So you go through with your toolkit, and with what Thomas has available to you, just resorting out solders and making it all just nice. So you take your salvaged Augur Ray and you turn it into a best quality Augur Ray. Essentially, whatever limb you choose, you take it to a good quality limb. You're then placed on the surgical machine, the Archaeotech device. Thomas, and he does show you what he's doing. And after having you scanned, the machine picks up a few of all of your implants. And once Thomas inputs the device that's to be installed, you can see a 3D, basically a 3D map of your body, and it indicates where on your body the device could be installed, where the sensors for the device can come out of, so on and so forth. So you and Thomas can, basically fiddle around with where you want the device installed. This is basically going to knock you out for a week. For the 2 devices to be installed, you're going to be out for 7 days.
Okay. I've decided I want a leg.
Sure. So you get a good quality leg. Add that to your character sheet. So as we go back into the town, because people are going to need to do things for a while. As we go to Heinrich.
Aye.
So Heinrich, as you come back, obviously everyone's excited. Well, the main people are excited to see. So everyone's excited to see the group, but the main people are excited to see you for particular reasons. As you seem to be the more in control, like you're the more leader-ish one, because you are obviously a rogue trader. You're meant to be a leader. A few things have happened. For a start, the work ethic of the community has increased slightly. So they have been more productive. They have got a few more things. Again, it's still primitive materials, but it will prove useful in future endeavors. So as you're taken into the warehouse where your dwelling resides, you sit down at the desk, and they bring forth what little. Well, I suppose the mining and smithing brothers know how to read and write. So they've brought forth some documents with how much extra steel. Well, yeah, they were working with steel. So how much extra steel they've made, how much raw materials they've got, blah blah blah. There are a few extra things of note. For example, they do have a couple of new metals. They found some small quantities of silver and gold when they went and did some mining in some different areas, trying to find better things that could be used. But they're not really sure. They've kind of shotgun approached Heinrich, where they don't really know. They don't really know what they're doing, to put it into basic words.
Obvious,
so
but sure.
They need you to either put them into work groups and decide actions for them to do, or to put them on, set them to tasks to do.
Okay.
So, at the moment, the blacksmith is basically just making loads of steel. He's not really making weapons or tools in great quantities. He's making a few steel knives here and there because they're useful for cooking and skinning and things. He's making a few steel pickaxes here and there. But mainly they're just accumulating supplies rather than actually re-equipping everyone with better equipment, stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you want to start setting them out into work groups, you want things to be done, that's kind of now unlocked for you. I will remind you, because Heinrich isn't, because Cray isn't here, he was thinking about building some sort of aqueducts or water system.
Irrigation channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, look up what the Egyptians did in 2000 BC around the Nile.
So they are more willing to work onto larger projects right now if you want to set them to it.
Okay.
However, this area as it is basically primitive. Housing is primitive. The only thing that's been upgraded is the furnace, the smithy, and the kitchen.
Yes.
Yes.
One question: am I unconscious for 7 days, or I'm just in
No, you're not unconscious. So
I'm
it's
just stuck
basically
in the medical base.
it'll be 4 days for the auger ray, 3 days for the limb. Just to do it really quick. You are conscious. You have to lay down, recover. Thomas is there to talk to you. If you need to let the team know anything, he can leave and go and.
I mean, we do have the communicators.
Well, he doesn't know that. So
fair enough.
There is there are ways for you guys to talk. Obviously, the communicators are the easiest one. So if you do want to,
intergalactic communicators.
Yeah.
We will use a runner.
So Heinrich, what is there anything in the town that you want to work on?
Improving quality of life is always a big thing because that improves happiness, which improves work ethic. So There's a lot of things I could work on, to be quite honest with you. I need a proper layout of the town and everything again.
So Anus
Uh,
does come forward, and he does present a few suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
So for one, he thinks that, if we have more materials, then we can obviously do more things. Although it's pretty much the same thing they've been doing anyway. If it's more directed, that might be better, because they could get more of something that this place actually needs, rather than lots of things that they may already have shitloads of. Or he turns around and he does say that food's kind of shit around here.
Yeah. I think making use, especially if they've just been making a bunch of pickaxes and stuff, putting them to use to make the irrigation system could be good.
So there's not
Especially
enough.
it'll improve.
There's not enough as it stands for mass labor. Like they just, so like when they go out and mine, there's like 2 or 3 miners at the moment. There's 4 or 5 gatherers.
What about the
There's...
stockpile? Have they actually been using the stockpile they have, or is it just all?
No.
It's actually been organized.
They're just gathering shit at the moment. So
yeah,
they're still keeping it organized. So all the stone is going in one place, all the iron ore is going into another one, the levers and so on and so forth. But
so
the numbers of increase, like they're getting like 5 or 6 big stones a day. They're getting 2 lumps of ore a day, if that. They're getting small amounts of everything. When realistically, do they need more levers? I mean, okay, that comes with food, but do they need more, stone? So you can direct their efforts into, we need more stone for building. We need more iron for smithing. If you want to do an irrigation, you can tell the miners, we need more pickaxes. Everyone needs a pickaxe so we can get this job done. That kind of thing. But at the moment, there's probably only 2 steel pickaxes.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, I'm gonna focus on mining. Try and get more ore and stone. That would be the priority for. Yeah, ore and stone. Ore for the actual material, and the stone for not only a building material but a support material for not only houses but the irrigation system. Hopefully, when it comes into play, that'll be a good baseline, I think. Start. It's one of these long-term things. I can't really make great judgments unless I have literal pages in front of me that give me the details. To be quite honest with you.
I mean, in all, there is no book, no details. Like
No, I know.
You just need to decide on the defenses are shit. Let's work on the defenses. The food is shit. Let's work on the food. This is shit. Because at the moment everything is shit except from a few things. You don't have to upgrade the place at all. You can just be like, make my wine. This place is fine. Just shut the fuck up. You're fine. Just keep praising the God Emperor.
No, I'll just give an overall order of just push to get as much material as possible of all types. We're trying to make it as big a stockpile as possible, and we'll go from there after a month or 2. Because we're going to be off for like a month or 2, right?
It's a week.
Technically. A week. All right, so we'll see what it's like at the end of the week.
Sure. Okay. So as we go, Jim, are you back?
He's back. He's muted. Possibly not. Phone call or something.
Yeah. I was hoping 10 minutes had passed.
Nope, Jim is typing. Jim is here. Jim, you're muted.
He's still on the phone.
Still on the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually, Ollie.
So, as some time goes by, a few days pass, the people of Izmir do seem to be doing far better. They're waking up earlier, they're setting out into proper work groups. They don't seem to be quite as degenerate, lazy slobs as they were before. But things are still not exactly moving along spiffingly. Their attempt to improve things has gone quite well. The food has improved, which is the dietary needs have improved. The fact that they're not actually poisoning themselves to stupid levels with rotten fruit juice, fermented. I don't remember what they were using before. It was like sugar beets or something like that. It has improved the overall health of the community. And then with proper, decent cooked food, again, you can actually see that some of the workers are gaining a bit of weight. Again, because the food situation is still not great. It's not massive, but they do look like they're doing better. And because of this, they're able to do more as well. So when you look out into their crappy, barren fields, you do see that whereas before they might have taken a few buckets from the river and chucked it around, now they're actually, there's a couple of them who are going and grabbing buckets and going down, and they're more willing to pitch in and help. Whereas before it was more just nah, not my job. Yeah, there's a couple of buckets will be fine. It gives us enough. Whereas now they're actually pushing to get a bit more from the soil. There are still some issues that happen from time to time, where we head. Oh yeah, probably have helped if I'd put everyone on that map. Well, does it really matter? Really, but still, it's nice to be back in Izmir. Emsmir, however you want to say it. As we go further down south, yeah, there are still some problems. There's still cousins shagging cousins when brothers called it first. God, that's disgusting. And there's not really a legal system set into place. So from time to time, as Kalindra's kind of slacking off and sneaking around, some people do make use of her fighting circle. She's kind of unwilling to teach anyone anything. So, as she kind of lurks around the fighting circle, watching those inbreds try and fight each other and come to some sort of outcome over the fight. Perhaps during the week, she every now and then just jumps in, unasked for, unwanted, but just beats the shit out of the inbreds who are attempting to sort out their legal domestic issues. Yeah, I can imagine you're just prowling around, just waiting for some weakling to enter the ring, fighting about something sad, Monkai nonsense. Ready to pounce. So the week's not been so bad as it progresses. Heinrich, they do gather up a decent amount of supplies, where they're not, like, you've told them to go and get more stone and more ore, so they're like, okay, let's go into the mountains and fixate. There's a big group of them going off to do their works. Everything seems to be going not so bad. It's been a week at this point. You're looking over at the supplies that they've gathered, Heinrich. You're like, okay, if they can gather this much every day, then technically, if we break up the stone and if we're working, you try and work it out to square meters, how far you could use these materials, how far they could spread. Kind of wish your Seneschal was here, but they're not. So, okay, you've got a rough estimate of if we were to line an aqueduct or a irrigation trench, we could probably get this far, so we could do this much in a day. So you're getting an idea, you know, and if we were to build a wall, for example, there we could get this much done a week. You're getting a rough idea of what's going on, and it would be on day 8 when Heinrich and Thomas would return to the Izmirians. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Yeah. Why did I do that? So yeah, it would be day 60. So yeah, it'd be on the 8th day that Thomas and Prey return. You are now 60 days on world. There's a bit of a shock from the Izmirians that there's another Fetid who has appeared with the Metal One, but they soon get over their nonsense. Essentially, Prey, you show Thomas around as he kind of giggles and laughs at the inbreds and how they're living and how the Fetids are living. Find some amusement in that. We get to the evening, kind of the evening of the 8th day. Just before I allow you to do anything really of your own accord, something happens.
Ooh.
As you are all eating your evening meal, the sun has just about set. Perhaps you're just about to bring up some ideas and plans with Cray Heinrich, as Thomas is sat there eagerly, like soon raccooning his hands, Mr. Burnsing them. There's this hideous, like, this is nails down blackboard amplified by 1,000 times, put through a festival level speaker system, shrieking crack, and it comes from the sky above. Everyone, not just yourselves, everyone in the town, they all are startled, looking up. Some of them even cower at the noise, staring up terrified at the sky. You see this, it's an aurora borealis, but these are red, purple, flamey colours, and unrealistic, like purples and blues, that rip across the sky before this shrieking sound stops and a fireball, pretty much a fireball, comes overhead. Comes in kind of this direction, going across Izmir. Now, you might think for a moment that perhaps it's a comet, but it's far too low, and something that really screams to the group, at the very least, that this is not a comet. This is something they should probably investigate. Is the point when the fireball stops. It's heading towards the ground. The fireball stops as this projectile slows its speed dramatically in mid-air before moments later coming to an unseen stop. There is, even at this distance, a loud sound of things breaking. You can see, as you get to as high ground as you can, that there's a large smoke cloud in this this kind of area. So you can basically, you're looking across the river and you can see across the not the river, the lake, that there's a huge smoke cloud going off in that direction.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to gather up who I can, and I'm going to go investigate. Yeah.
Quite sure.
Can I gather up who I can?
OBS just shut itself and disconnected from the stream for no reason.
Okay.
So I'm just no, everything's still running fine. For some reason, it stopped on my studio. And just move my head around so I can. But no, everything is fine on the stream. I don't know. Okay, never mind. Carry on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just gather up my stuff and sorry, I want to gather up who I can and head on down to what I believe is not the crash site, but the landing site of this escape pod. I'm pretty sure it's a fucking escape pod.
No, it was a quite a large shape. It was. Give me an awareness check. There would be a -30 to it, unfortunately. To like when it stopped. So
my awareness is already. Oh, for fuck's sake!
You don't think it was an escape pod, Heinrich. I can give you that much because it
was definitely
down,
some form of like landing device because
as it's come down, it's in a fireball that's gone over Izmir. As you've all looked across the lake and you've seen it head towards the screaming valleys.
The atmospheric entry. Yeah, that makes sense.
slowed down dramatically, and then it's big thing. It's quite large. You don't think it would be an escape pod. It's larger than a gun cutter sized vehicle.
Okay.
I think it's much larger than a gun cutter. I don't think it's as big as a Argus lander. If that helps.
So would it be deck or so would it be a deck roll or a auger array roll?
Well, first things first, you'd need to do a awareness check. But again, you can't.
Sorry,
but it's too high up for you to do an auger array and know. Because even a best quality auger array only has so much distance on it.
Yeah. Any bonuses?
No, just roll your auger array. And if you want to... Oh, your awareness test. Okay, sorry. So there was a -30 to it, which still means you passed because you got a natural 2.
You rolled a 2.
So, Cray, as it goes over, again, when it's the fiery ball, there's not much you can really see because it's a fiery ball. But as it stops, like it almost comes to a complete stop in midair before carrying on its descent. You also see some puffs come out from the side, and there's something else that catches your eye as well. The trajectory, it softens. You can see that the nose, is it a nose? Possibly the nose comes up with these, basically I'll tell you, the manoeuvring thrusters go off and it slows down its descent. you have no idea what craft that was, but you can give me a logic test with a plus. I'll be nice. It was a 2, a plus 20. And Kalindra, you can also make an awareness check with a minus 30 if you'd like.
Yep. 1 second.
A natural 2 and a natural 3. So
And a target of 101.
logically, if it's slowed down that much, then the craft or whatever it is, there should be a good chunk of it intact. Again, depending on what it hits on the way down, you can see the debris from the collision. You know, the percentage of intact craft drops, but you know, there could be some decent sized chunks of salvage, possibly even survivors, but the odds of that are minimal at best. See, this would have worked better if someone had rolled fucking stats at the start of the game.
Didn't pass the awareness.
No, so Kalindra, you obviously see the burning fireball, and you can see that it slows down dramatically, and then carries on and crashes. We don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm still gathering up my search party and heading off to go investigate.
Well, who would you like to take?
I hope the PCs.
Yeah, preferably.
I hope the PCs. Obviously, we're going.
Preferably, yeah, and maybe like 3 or 4 of the villagers who are, you know, actually able or actually willing to go. So probably Anus.
Are you sure you want to take Anus?
Probably not.
If he dies,
out of character, probably not. What?
Anus is literally the governor while we're away. I don't think we should take him.
Correct. Yeah, no, leave Anus.
Actually, no. Let's take him.
No. All right, Kalindra, you're going first. We'll take Monomouth because just in case we need another translator for some reason.
Anyone or anything
And,
can be taken. Do you want to take Thomas with you, or do you want him to stay back at the Archaeotech facility?
I'm taking him along.
Sure.
There you go. Well, fuck it, we're all going. Leave Anus.
Is the cart going?
Yes.
Probably, yeah. If we're gonna gather salvage and shit from it, we may as well get the best bits first and then come back in the morning for better.
Indeed. I mean, you could just bring the cart along from the start.
And Craig, you can actually sit on the back of the cart for now, because you're, you know, still a little boy.
Did you want to take anyone else?
Let's take 2 laborers, not Anus, but 2. Yeah, 2 laborers.
Sure, you can take 2 little inbreds. You just need to remember you need to supply food and drink for them for the journey.
Yep, that's all right. I still have some on me, surprisingly.
I think Gillinder should also have some.
Well, ensure you have your foods and your drinks. Anything that doesn't need to be in the cart, you can obviously leave here, like any trade goods that you wanted the Izmirians to work on whilst you're away. And the group heads out. So, I believe someone. You need to leave at 9, Giddy.
I can go for another 15 minutes. I think
it
10,
doesn't.
15
It
minutes.
doesn't matter. We can end it here. Before you
No,
set off
I
on
think
the...
go for another 10 minutes. It's alright.
Technically speaking, I also have to leave now. My apologies.
Oh, there you
That
go.
call
Then never
was-
mind.
That call was specifically to make me leave, so my bad.
Okay, so this is where we end this session. It's, bad time for tabletop. What can I say? We've had 2 very short games in the last couple of weeks, but hey ho, at least we got a Rogue Trader 1 done. And in the next
Thursdays
episode,
have been a little bit hectic.
yeah, this is life. Things happen. So in the next episode, we will begin our adventure off to the Screaming Valleys, where our group will begin their next adventure, and new things will be found and will happen to do. So yes, I certainly hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to the future episodes to come in the future. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.